Hey guys, Nick Kellar, Greg Brock, Atlas Premier Realty, another video blog. If you watched our previous video, we talked a little bit about the challenging conditions that are currently going on for buyers and it being a heavy seller's market.
Yep.
Today we wanted to touch on how you can position yourself if you are buying a house so that you can be set up for success and maybe eliminate some frustration that comes along with just not a lot available and competition left and right. So we'll jump right into it.
So quickly, there's two different types of buyers that we're dealing with right now. First, we have like a first-time home buyer, might be in a rental of some kind or doesn't have a place that they have to sell.
A lease, right?
And then the other is a move-up buyer or a downsizing buyer that we have. It gets a lot more complicated. But
they have something to sell.
Correct.
So more moving parts there.
So for a first-time home buyer or somebody that doesn't have a property to sell, the key factors here would be, first of all, let's get the process started a little earlier. It might take a little longer because we're going to not be seeing batches of homes anymore. We're going to go see one property at a time as soon as it comes on the market as fast as we can. And if we like it, we're going to be making an offer very quickly.
Start the planning process earlier, though.
Correct.
If you're that first-time home buyer and your lease is up next month, you might want to start it several months ahead of time.
3 months, maybe 3 at least.
At least,
yeah. And then secondly, get pre-approved.
Yeah, so this comes down to position yourself. So don't wait to get pre-approved until you start looking for homes. Start putting yourself in a position that you can be aggressive. So get your pre-approval status and your finances in order and talk to a lender, get that conversation started so that if you see a place, you can jump on it. And the other thing that we're discussing is if you think you need money for closing help, try to find a way to make up for that because that puts you in a better position with a seller than asking for all this help for closing. So ask maybe if you have family that can give you a gift. Start your savings earlier, but just put yourself in a position where you can be more aggressive.
Asking for seller help right now is not going over real well. So have the cash for your own closing costs and your down payment, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the next thing is just, it's hard to be patient when you're just emotionally invested in the process. It's a fun time. It's exciting. There's a lot of emotion that goes with it. So starting the process earlier should help with this, but just try to stay patient. Understand that you might not get the first one or the second one or the third one, but just have some patience with the market, and sometimes that prevails. What's the next one? Who you work with.
Who you work with.
Yeah.
So I hate to steal that term, who you work with matters, but it does. You need to know that your agent is on top of off-market inventory. Also really important that your agent is well connected in the community of other agents because, like it or not, you want to work with people you trust to get deals to the table. And so if your agent doesn't have good rapport with the other agents in the area, it might not go over real well.
Yes, that's a good point. So if it's a multiple offer situation where there's competition and you're working with somebody who has a good reputation, does a good job, communicates well, that's a key factor, then that's going to actually help you in a competitive situation if all else is equal. You still got to make an aggressive competitive offer, but that agent relationship is certainly going to help. Plus the networking factor of it, right? There's off-market properties right now that just don't hit the market just yet, and there's networking that you can find stuff off-market that isn't available publicly yet.
I think that's it for first-time home buyers, right?
Yep.
So for people that are either move up or downsizing buyers, all of those same rules apply. The only thing we need to now take into account is how far along you are in your contract process and your listing process. Every step you are along the way with selling your property, the more leverage you have to make your offer stronger. So for example, if you haven't listed your property yet and you go in with a contingent offer, don't even think about it. You're not going to get accepted in this current market. You need to have your property listed, preferably possibly through your inspection period. And the further along you go all the way to financing approved, the better off you will be.
Yeah, and I'm actually seeing a lot of people now is maybe looking into finding out if you can be qualified or approved without selling your house. And now that sounds risky, and it can be, but it's also a calculated risk. We just got finished telling you that it's a heavy seller's market, so you're banking on your house selling pretty quickly, so you're not stuck with 2 mortgages down the road. Seeing a little bit more of that. So far, knock on wood, it's worked out well for people, but that's handled on a case-by-case basis, and it's always on the caveat that you can be approved without having to sell your home first. If you can do that, it does put you in a better position, and you are taking somewhat of a calculated risk that your house is going to sell before your first mortgage is due on the next house, so you're not doubling down. So
that's the key there, and we can tell you more about that timing, how that timing works, but we can usually work out that timing so you won't have double payments on your mortgage. And that's about it, right?
Yeah. If you have any questions, how that pertains to you or anyone you know, please feel free to reach out to us, share the video. We'd be happy to answer any questions. As always, thanks for the support. Hope you guys are healthy. See you next time.
Take care.